Welcome to another episode of the Final Percent Podcast, and I am in the Dominican Republic, just hanging out. Like, honestly, look at this. Let's take a peek at this. Go on to the Final Percent Podcast, the Final Percent YouTube if you want to kind of see where I'm at. But it's stunning. It's just absolutely stunning. I'm getting inspired. You know, there's just so many things that happen. Like, you got to realize once your brain goes like this, you're like, and when I say once your brain goes like this, it doesn't know how to go back down. You get exposed to, things like private jets. Like, I think this is a $24 million property. The people that are like average, net worth $400 million, and you just meet like really cool people. Your brain tends to expand, but once you know about these things, it doesn't go back down. What's going on, man?
What's up?
Come do a podcast with me.
Do it.
I'm in the middle of it right now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So sit right next to me. So this is Aquaman or Tarzan. Tara's Aqua. I don't know. This is Jason, and he's from San Diego.
San Diego. Born in Charleston, West Virginia. Moved to San Diego in high school.
Okay.
And just been loving San Diego life.
Yeah.
Traveling the last several years with the family and without the family, like this.
Yeah, exactly right.
And,
he's my new brother, just so you guys know.
Oh, there's people where you just know. It was
Yeah.
just like, this guy. We gravitated to each other instantly.
And then we were on like the deck together. Like we saw the flyer, and then we were right next to each other. We kept getting sat next to each other.
Yeah, every time they would set up like everyone's name for your meals, if you have like a nameplate in front, they would always just put us together.
Yeah,
like
it was
the universe telling us like, you guys got to hang out.
Yeah, we got to hang out. So you have MMA.
Promotion.
Event. Talk a little bit about that.
So Epic Fighting is an MMA fighting promotion. We do a show every quarter. I created it in 2010, so like 13 years ago.
Wow.
And we've been doing, we used to do shows like every 6 weeks in the early days, and the last several years we've been doing them every quarter.
Okay.
So a little less stressful on me. And, we have sponsors that we got to make happy, and fans that we got to keep excited, and fighters that we got to keep actively fighting.
Yeah.
And so it's very fulfilling. It took me 7 years to make a profit, so you know how passionate you had to be about it. And that's the thing about a lot of businesses. People think, oh, this looks like it's making money, I'm going to go into that. If you don't have some interest behind it at the bare minimum, preferably some burning desires to be involved in it.
Yeah.
If it's not fun for you, if you don't feel some fulfillment from it,
Yeah.
then I recommend searching to find what that is.
Exactly right.
And when I first started, I was reading a book called 4 Hour Work Week, and it said, everyone says follow your passion. That way even, it's easier to make money because there's times where you're like, why am I doing this? If it's not profitable, any reasonable person would quit.
Yeah.
So you have to be unreasonably passionate about that thing to go past the point where most people would quit. And the only thing successful people have in common collectively, by and large, is persistence.
Yeah,
it's the only thing.
Yeah,
right?
we're crazy.
It's not IQ. It's not where you were born. It's none of that. It's just
don't quit.
Not stopping 3 feet from gold.
Exactly right.
And so 7 years with no profit, but I was changing a lot of people's lives. It was opening up a lot of doors for me. I was meeting a lot of cool people because of it. I was looked up to by a lot of people that were, in my eyes, way more successful than me because I'd created this cool thing. And then after 7 years, I figured out how to monetize it and make it profitable. And it's just been really quite the adventure. But the fulfillment never changed from when I was losing 15 grand on a show to when I was making money at every single event. Yeah. The fulfillment was always there. It's like, wow, we did this. It was always fun and exciting.
I think that's the other thing that was really interesting is as we talked, we were talking about our experiences, and we found out that we know a lot of the same people.
Yeah.
So we kept like Tim Story and Sharon Lecter and all these different people, and we kept, I was hanging out with I know that person. Then we'd take a picture and send it to the person. Mm-hmm. But the other thing, so obviously like we run in the same circles, which is
and that's how I got invited here.
Yeah.
I met the Contis.
Yeah.
And then, we started talking about different people and things and places, and names started coming up.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you're friends with this guy, you're awesome.
Yeah,
if you're friends with her, then I don't need anyone else to vouch for you. And next thing you know,
you're here.
A week or two later,
Yeah.
I'm here. This beautiful, what is this? A mansion? A compound?
This is a compound. This is way different. So you have this idea of an epic life. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I advise people to regularly, and I do this every few months because it changes, and new things pop on and pop off of my list, and I love doing it like right when you wake up, or just like jump in the shower. My kids bought me a waterproof notepad that sticks to my shower wall, and so when I'm in the shower and I just want to relax in the shower, it's just like I thought of something. And it's like,
I love that. You're an entrepreneur if people are buying you gifts like waterproof notepads.
Yeah. And I complained about that a long time. Like every time I'm in the shower, I'm like, I got this thought and I'm going to forget it and I wish I could write it down. And then they found it and they gave it to me. It was the best gift, most thoughtful gift ever.
Oh, that's so
But I'm
good.
always redefining what an epic life means. And so this is the epitome of an epic life. These high level people that are willing to change the world, that are willing to work on themselves enough to do so, and that are just all about growth and progression.
Yeah.
Because when, sometimes we get stuck with the people that we've always been around, their family. You're always going to see them because you're at the family junctions and the birthday parties, or the people you grew up with. And it almost feels wrong to not hang out with them every day because you feel like you're being a sellout or something.
Yeah.
But the reality is that the average person, unfortunately, isn't growth oriented.
Exactly.
And so
they're fixed all day.
If you got 10 people in your life, you're real lucky if 2 of them are really looking to change the world or change themselves and or change the way things are done, disrupt. And if that's what you're going for, then you got to hang around with those people. And so I'm always redefining what my definition of an epic life is: hanging out with these people, going to these places.
Yeah.
Like all the way to like how many push-ups you want to do. You know what I mean? This guy had me do like I told him if I do 100 push-ups, I'm sore.
Dude, he did like 500 push-ups. And you're just fine, aren't you?
I'm gonna be sore. I'm gonna be sore. This guy did like 1,000 and something.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing of leveling up. A lot of people would have me level up on a lot of different things that got me thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
But you're having me level up on fitness now. And I'm a really fit guy. I do a lot of crazy shit. And
Dude, you got it. What's your Instagram?
Jason O. Stewart.
Jason O.
Scroll down a little bit and you'll see me doing some pretty fun, crazy shit.
There's like these things called free skates. I didn't even know were a thing.
Yeah.
It's like basically wearing a half a mini skateboard on each foot. So you're not strapped in or anything.
Yeah.
And just some of the things that you do.
Probably the hardest thing to learn on wheels. That and a unicycle, a regular unicycle, I haven't learned yet. I can ride a electric unicycle.
Oh man.
But yeah, so like that is really big on my version of an epic life. Like that's cool if your goal is to have 100 million, but like what's your health like? What are you doing with your free time once you make that 100 million?
Yeah, exactly.
Not everybody gets like a consistent like fulfillment and adrenaline rush out of making just money. Like eventually it's like you got the money that you need to survive. My mentor is worth close to $1 billion, one of my mentors, and he knows, like he envies my life.
Yeah.
I don't have near the amount of money he has. He envies my life. So I take real estate advice from him all the time, but I'm not taking life advice. He never made it to any of his kids' soccer games. I make it to all my kids, events and sporting events and stuff. So to me, I'd rather have less money and do that. That's my definition of an epic life.
Also, he has someone else drive his Ferrari, and then he planks on it. Like,
oh, yeah.
You're going to see him, like, planking
Standing on top of the convertible Ferrari while it's driving.
Like, yeah. I was looking at some of this stuff. I was just like, and he's like, yeah, that's just a Tuesday. Like what do you do on Tuesday? That was
on a Tuesday. Another Tuesday recently, if you look at some of my more recent ones on my Epic Exotics page with the Z at the end, it's just a bunch of girls were like, hey, can we do a photo? They live in where I live.
Yeah.
And we live right on like the Bay of Coronado. So like pull them up on the bay with San Diego skyline in the back. I brought like 5 of my cars and it was like, 5 girls doing all those photo shoots and stuff. And my friend Harlem was just like, it's just an everyday Tuesday for Jay.
It's just that's what he does, and you designed that life.
Yeah, so I decided I wanted to have every dream car I ever wanted, and so in 1 year I went and bought the Ferraris, McLaren, Lamborghini, Bentley SUVs.
To be very clear, you just said in 1 year.
In 1 year, yeah. I'm a bit of an extremist, like it seems you are with your freaking 1,087 push-ups. Who does that, dude?
We do.
Yeah.
Like, we epic people. And, you know, my thing has always been cool people doing cool things. And, you know, I've met a bunch of cool people here. And, like, I was just, before you walked over, I was talking about, like, once your brain goes, like, you start being aware of certain things, you can't unknow those things.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's just
once
like,
you expand to a certain point, your brain never goes back.
now
to
that
the
I know this
original
place
size.
exists, I'm bringing my mastermind people here. I'll probably have Christmas here at some point.
Mm-hmm. The Dominican people are so friendly.
Are the
like,
best, man.
I didn't know that. I've never been here. Like
Yeah.
they, you know, some countries hate tourists. They don't like Americans. These people love it. They're
Dude.
wanting to hang out. I'm really bonding with them. I feel like I'm bonding with them. Like,
Oh yeah,
I think they really like me.
No. Here's the thing that you guys will learn about Jason, because I want you to go follow this guy, and if you can ever make it to one of his events, please do it. But he bonds with everybody. His energy is so infectious, it's crazy. Also, for all my old school, you know, WCW people, Diamond Dallas Page of the entrepreneur world is right.
I didn't even know who that was. And somebody said, "Look it up," and he's like, "You look like a younger version of this guy."
Yeah, well, it fits. So. But yeah, without further ado, where else can they find you?
I'm on all the socials, Jason O. Stewart. I just started getting on Snapchat and posting stuff all the time, every day, like videos and stuff. That's J Stewart 111. I don't know why that one's different, but yeah, Facebook, Instagram, all the other companies are in the bio of my Instagram. Epic Exotics, Stewart Estates. I've been in real estate for 20 years. I help people buy and sell and invest, and people bring me money to invest their money into flips or buy and holds. So Stewart Estates, Epic Exotics, and Epic Fighting. It's all in my bio, Jason O. Stewart. Usually if you put Jason O.S., you'll see the Tarzan-looking dude standing in the jungle.
That's so good.
Yeah.
All right, so before we leave, the one thing that you would tell people that, like, you've learned, you know, what's the one thing that you just want to give everyone?
When you talk to people who are not happy with where they are in their life, or they're striving for more, meaning that they're high achievers, they want to be successful, all of them say, I want more success. Everybody says they want to be successful. So 9 out of 10 people you ask if they want to be successful or more successful, they're going to say yes. 9 out of 10 people, if you ask them what does success look like, they don't have an answer. And so kind of like the analogy you gave, you're the best archer in the world, but they blindfold you and spin you in a chair and tell you to hit the target. It's impossible for you to hit the target. And my favorite quote from Alice in Wonderland is Alice says, which way should I go? And they said, well, where are you trying to get to? And she's like, I don't care very much where I get to. And the response is, then it doesn't really matter which way you go. And so if you don't have a clear idea, and again, just make one up if you have to. I want to live in a mansion. I want to drive a Rolls Royce. And then you experience the mansion a little bit and you're like, you know, there's a lot of upkeep. I want to live a simple life. I want to travel. Change it in the future. But just create something, and that path can change. But at least define what success looks like for you for now, and then head in that direction. And the more you do that, you know, make sure, you know, material things are 100% fine. You know, I'm not going to tell you not to buy material things when I bought 10 exotic cars in a year, you know. But remember, material things are great. Doing epic shit like this, I would trade this experience from driving in a Lamborghini all day long.
All day.
And then becoming something is a notch above that. Yeah. You want to become a philanthropist. You want to become a pilot. You want to become a speaker, you know, so you start thinking of yourself as that person. Tone down on there's a bunch of different tools you can use to manifest, but you got to know what you want to manifest. So manifesting is not hard once you learn it, once you believe in it, once you let go and just start visualizing it. But just decide first, because I wrote an article a long time ago, vision boards can be dangerous. And that's because a lot of people are putting shit on the vision board and then they end up with it and they're like, oh, fuck, what happened? You know, like, damn it, I didn't know Range Rovers broke down so much. That's a true story. It's a true story what happened to me. I just threw a Range Rover up there because it was a pretty SUV, didn't do any research. New transmission, new suspension. I'm like, oh my gosh, get rid of this car. So know exactly what you want and then you can go for it.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I'll end with, you know, proximity really is power. Like, you guys just witnessed this. I started a podcast, I was talking about it, and Jason was just walking around, and unprompted, it's not like this was planned or scripted.
No, I was about to jump in the water.
He was literally about to jump in the water, and I'm just saying, hey bro, you wanna do a podcast real quick? I mean, you guys watched this whole thing happen, and it's all because we were here. And so now we're literally sitting on a beach in the Dominican Republic at a compound, not even a mansion, and he just dropped, like, I always say, like, did we get nuggets of wisdom or did we get bricks of wisdom? He just gave you bricks to build a real foundation on. So follow this guy. He's going to be a part of my life, I could tell, forever. And, just watch what epic stuff we do together.
The epic life, baby. Hashtag the epic life.
Hashtag the epic life. The final percent.